the other thing I would add to this is to clearly state to you, the MBA is not a passive degree. It's a very active degree in which you will be receiving information from faculty members as well as your classmates, but you also will be bringing something to the classroom. So before you embark on it, you want to think about what you can bring and share with your classmates and add to it, as well as what you will be able to take from them. It's not going to be a kind of program where you're going to be in the classroom for a little while, do lots of reading, go back and not share. You're going to be working and learning from the folks that you're in class with. And they may be your professional colleagues later on. So it is going to be something that will be an active part of your professional career life. And it may just be the start of it.
Okay, we'll move on to the admissions process now. I've got about 4 or 5 questions I'll ask, and then we'll do questions and answers at the end. The first question is, what are schools looking for in an applicant? Quite clever achievement.
Right. Well, for us, we're looking for students, first of all, who will be graduates, but also that they've got significant work experience. And we will, if you like, weigh one of those against another. So somebody who may be in their late 40s who has had a very senior experience, organisational experience, we might look less closely at the grade they achieved 20 years earlier on their undergraduate degree because they've had the work experience, but we'd expect a degree nonetheless. For somebody whose experience is not so extensive, then the degree becomes more important. So the two tend to be weighed against each other. I'll say that for the UK, I'll let the country speak for himself. In terms of diversity, we think that for us is very important indeed. We don't want any one nationality to dominate because we draw students from across the world so that they have that global experience. We don't want them to travel across the world to sit in a group which is made up of the same sort of students that they could have studied with at an institution at home. So it's very important that there's diversity, international diversity for us, as well as organisational diversity. So we will not just have a class full of engineers or accountants, it's having that breadth in the student group, which really adds to the learning process itself.
Like at RA school, we typically maintain a ratio of 50% Indian and 50% overseas candidates because diversity is a very important component at RA school. And not in terms of cultural diversity, we also look at the diversity in terms of their functional background, right? So you don't find in our class, say, 50 candidates with software background, right? Because even if they have 5 years experience, their collective experience would be 5 years only, right? Because they don't bring any difference in experience. So diversity is the first important point. The other point is, of course, the past achievement, right? Are you some NTSC holder, scholarship holder, or your record? What was your record, right? A 50% guy definitely may not be a stupid guy, right? But that shows that he cannot really sit on table and study and really do well in the cases, right? So we, of course, see what was your percentage in your undergrad, right? Are you really consistently performing or not, right? And of course, other extracurricular activities, how you have involved in your undergrad or probably when you were working, whether you have ever led your team or how well you have really gone ahead with your team, right? So a lot of factors which are there which we see in a candidate. And of course, like the candidate should have a reasonable expectation. We never select a guy who comes and asks on our face, okay, I want to have 100% jump or 200% jump, right? Or my primary objective of doing an MBA is to get the placement, then we say them, okay, go ahead and take advice of some placement agency. The school is not the best place to really talk about the placement, right? So we really try to see whether you have some realistic understanding, whether you're really clear in your mind why you want to really do MBA, okay? And placement could be one of the component, but it is 100% only placement, no. Then probably that MBA is not a good option for that.
I think a lot of people will assume, you know, when they first start this journey of trying to find an MBA program, that it's all about academics. You know, that we're just looking for smart people, and although you won't be admitted unless you're smart and you're able to show academic potential. We're looking for a lot of things that go beyond that, and I'm just going to give you a few examples of some of the things that, some of the questions that we ask ourselves when we're in an admission committee. We're really trying to figure out where an applicant is going to be 5 years from now, what kind of alumnus that person is going to be. You know, are they going to impact the world in a positive way, and so on. Another thing that we try to figure out, and Ellen actually brought this up a moment ago, is, you know, what this person brings to the table, what type of diversity they bring, because that is really important. You know, are they going to be able to bring an experience to the classroom that is going to change the dynamic of the classroom? So that's very important. And then one of the things that, believe it or not, this really kind of affects someone's chances of being admitted. We'll ask ourselves, would we want to be on a team with that person for a year? You know, is this person the kind of person that is able to lead when appropriate, able to pitch in when appropriate, able to bring something to the table that will actually make that team better? So those are a few of the things that we think about when we're in an admission committee.
I would say my colleagues have hit on things that run through my mind with all of the applications that we'll review in trying to bring together our class. We are looking for people who we feel are going to be good graduates of our program. We want to see you be successful in our program. And when you apply, that's your opportunity to show us how you can be successful with it. We have different levels of academic experience, different levels of standardized test experience, different levels of work experience that we're all looking for based upon how our program is put together. The program I'm from is larger. We have a wide diversity of students that are in our program because we have a large number of folks that are there. When we're doing some of it, we have a couple of smaller programs also, and in that, because it's a smaller group of students, the